I don't have to go to the library and ask for the photographs.
Okay.
I can just easily take a printout.
Great.
Or look at the computer and draw WildFilmsIndia. But many of the politicians who are in business most of the time are generally at your fingertip.
Right.
You know, because you
don't lose
over a
touch.
period you keep drawing them. You have them up there in your mind. Just a question of transferring it onto the paper.
Now, what sort of computer do you use? A normal PC?
It's a normal PC and 233 megahertz.
I see.
32 GB and
32 GB you said?
yeah, and I'm sorry, 2 GB.
Okay.
And
32
32 RAMs, and I use a normal mouse at the moment.
Okay.
And apart from it, the kind of
what kind of software?
Yeah, software. One is Adobe Photoshop. Second is Corel. Corel Draw. That is what I'm using. These two. But as for a few more, like Illustrator, I would like to have.
You use colors sometimes?
When I do a sketch for Sunday magazine, then I color it on the computer itself.
Oh, great! So that's another. It saves time.
That saves not only time, but it gives a. You have how many million colors?
Wide variety of colors.
Yeah, wide variety.
And you can change them. Otherwise,
yeah.
If you have to sketch and put colors, and suppose you have not put the right shade,
you can remove it.
You remove it. On a paper, you will have to do it how many times?
That's right. You have to use the white paint every time when you want to remove something. Here on the computer, you just put your mouse there and tuck, it's gone.
But a real mark of a cartoonist comes when he signs his cartoon. I think you guys are very emotional about it. Have you? Always you put your sign.
Yeah, definitely.
Your sign is the same which you use in your bank, Sudhir?
I do use the same signature.
So anybody can withdraw your cash?
Anybody can withdraw the cash which I do not have.
That's very easy. But tell us, what more computers can be used? You feel that you were not trained with computers when you started. What age did you start?
I started just 2 years back. Only 2 years.
What age did you start
doing cartoons? Well, that was years back. In fact, I started very early. I must have been 5-6 years old at that time.
5-6 years old?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I would look at comic strips, newspapers, and somehow all
what
these...
Archies and other things like that?
Archies, Phantom, Mandrake, Peanuts, and cartoons by other people in the newspapers also.
And that gave you the inspiration?
Somehow they fascinated me as a child. I immediately took it up, started drawing on the floor of my house, walls, paper, everything. And my mother used to beat me also for that. Anyway, but then since we had a printing press at home, so paper was available, in abundance.
I see.
And a lot of paper my father used to supply.
So it's very essential for a successful cartoonist to have abundant amount of paper in his house.
I don't know, with computers now they may not need
exactly. That can be replaced very well.
That can be replaced. And maybe they don't have to draw on the floor or the walls of the house.
Exactly.
So mothers should be happy now. So I started early, and by the time I was 10 years old, my first cartoon had already appeared. That was in 1970.
I see.
And after that, while I was in school and later on when I was in college also, I did my BSc in Science Biology and I'm in English. So I have not been to an art school as such, and I'm a self-taught cartoonist, like many top cartoonists in the country and abroad also. And I think that there is no training for cartoonists available also in the world.
Oh, there is no school?
No school taught.
So what would be your recommendation to our viewers, budding young fellows who want to be cartoonists in life?
I would say that learn computers. They would be of great help for you.
Oh, you're recommending learning computers for budding young...
Because I started very late. Okay. So maybe I have lost out on this count. Many things.
You feel so?
Definitely, I think so. Because if I had started early working on the computer, I may have known a few more things about it. Like, for example, I'm doing a bit of animation also, cartoon films.
Yes.
But in that, I have people who help me, experts who work on 3D Studio and other software. So I draw the storyboard for them, characters for them, and they would transfer onto the computer.
That is one field where I think nobody can do without computers.
That's true.
Even Walt Disney's today,
yeah,
almost 50% of their work is done on computers.
But let me tell you that I think still the best of the animation which is coming is done on cell with hands. And today is the most modern animation films which you get to see. 90% of the work is done by men with their hands, not in computer, on paper or on cell.
What you're trying to convey, that computers does not replace a cartoonist,
never
aids a cartoonist.
No, it would only help a cartoonist.
Mhm.
It can never replace a cartoonist.
No,
I
you-
would not want that it replaces a cartoonist, as I would lose my job also.
No, that won't happen because, as you say, it won't replace. But in computer animation, I think the whole idea of morphing textures,
Yeah.
adding to the
These
to
things
the-
save a lot of time for a cartoonist.
Exactly.
Like for example, if a computer can do in-betweens for you, it can save a lot of time.
But you also see realistic computer animation when some film actress or a film actor has died and recreating
Yeah.
that person, which is a realistic thing.
Which is a
probably-
great feat, in fact.
Exactly.
For example, you've seen the film Titanic. They have used a lot of computer animation in it, and the film called Toy Story, which was, I think, almost entire film was done on
Exactly.
computer.
Yes.
It had a different kind of charm, but I would say that it can never ever replace Jungle Book or Sleeping Beauty or Snow White and Seven Dwarfs. That is still, in my view, a way above this computer animation.
Yeah, it is but it's a more of an aid, as you rightly say. So you recommend that a young
I think that
cartoonist-
a young cartoonist should learn computers, and at the same time he should do a lot of sketching from life. Go out in the market, do sketches from life. Look at a building, look at people around you. Go to the railway station, draw your mother, your father, things around you. Make yourself familiar with everything around, and everything should be at your fingertip. Every time somebody wants something to be drawn, you can just, without looking at for reference, you can draw it. And not only sketch a lot, draw a lot, but read a lot.
Okay.
For cartooning is not just sketching.
it is a
It's
mental
80% mental exercise, 20% drawing.
So even computers can give you many thought processes along with that.
It can inspire you. And in fact, I'll tell you an interesting thing. When I was just started learning, working on the computer, I started with Windows 95, which is, I think, a great help for anybody, a novice, because it
Self-taught.
teaches you everything. Every time you make a mistake, and it has that some music also which scolds you. So I was really afraid of this for some time. Each time I make a mistake, and the fellow just scolds me. There was some tang, and I was really.
And you
afraid.
don't mind a computer scolding you, it's just some human being scolding you.
Yeah. Every time it scolded me, I was really frightened, and I would tell myself that next time I will not make this mistake, so that this guy doesn't really scold me.
Very good.
Mhm.
Today we cannot let you go away from the show without showing our viewers a real good live sketch on the TV screen.
What do you want?
Well, your choice.
Okay. Nobody will be spared.
Okay.